Welcome, guys, to the Hytale podcast. I am your guest, Reddoons, and I don't know what we're talking about today, but I am here with your hosts, Myne and Flash, the Canadian.
Hey.
The Canadian.
Yep,
I feel like
that's
I
the
did a
only
pretty
thing
good
about it.
intro. Yeah,
No,
no, your source for all Hytale news. There we go. I think I
The
did
number
a pretty good
one
job.
source.
Number
number
one
one
source.
Only come
Yes.
to us.
Yes.
No bias
We speak the
whatsoever.
truth and nothing but the truth.
Yep,
No
no,
opinions
never.
here. We're the least biased, least corrupt social media platform on the internet.
The beta
Yes,
is coming in 2 months.
Yep, you heard it
Um,
here first. We have insider information that's not insider. So, yeah, Red's on the podcast today. Welcome, everybody, to the Hytale podcast. If you couldn't tell, that's Reddoons. He's the little glowing guy at the bottom. He makes Minecraft content.
I'm the little guy.
Yep. He doesn't like to show his face because he's shy, so he's got his little
Listen,
guy
man,
going.
I gotta keep my identity somewhat private. All right, it's not like I went to TwitchCon, people saw my face and took pictures with me. Definitely not. Nope.
Nope,
Definitely
I gotta-
not. blonde.
Did not see that at all. It's totally not
I am
pinned.
not blonde. Nope.
It is not pinned. You're not tall. You're not blonde either. So yeah, cool. So today we're talking a little bit about SMPs and a little bit of economics because Reddoons is an economics major, I believe, something about that. So yeah,
No, I
All right.
freaking love all that stuff.
yeah, you're a businessman. We know you. About
I am a business guy.
yeah. All right, Mine. You want to get to the questions already?
Yes. Okay, so we have a viewer question from Nighty asking, do you think Minecraft SMPs like Dream SMP or Lifesteal will work similarly in Hytale, or how would they differ? And who better than to ask that question to Reddoons, the SMP guy himself? What's your thought
Ooh.
on that?
Oh, I remember like seeing that question like when they proposed like what was it, like a week or two ago, or like probably a bit longer than that.
Like
And
a
I
month
remember like
now.
seeing that question. I'm like, bro, get me back on the show. I need to talk about this because
So
like,
we did.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Like, oh boy. I mean, I feel like the simplistic answer is that there's gonna be servers, there's gonna be SMPs in Hytale regardless. It's too early to tell like in what shape or form then they will evidently be, right? But like think about it. The adventure mode, that's like more like a main story quest line. I'm assuming that's kind of like something you do with like a co-op. It really depends on like how this like created like the sandbox mode works. Like to see how SMPs will be shaped, right? Because like maybe early on, like these servers will still utilize the story mode or the adventure mode as a base for servers and SMPs. But then later on, perhaps they'll just try to remove that and keep it to like the base kind of sandbox game, which I feel like that's like the first thing to kind of point out and discuss. Like, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Because I personally feel like it's a bit tricky to think about like would SMPs exist in the adventure mode itself? Like, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Well-
so I'm thinking, like, just first thing I'm thinking of is like maybe SMPs where people are like with different factions. So you have like a Quebec person or like a Torque person, and then the interactions kind of ensue like that.
But
Interesting.
you think at a base though that like SMPs will evidently be very much populating the story mode / adventure mode of Hytale?
No, I can't see it. It will happen. Well, it'll happen every now and then. I'm
Right.
not gonna say it won't happen, but yeah, I think the majority, like, it's gonna be a stretch, but I'm gonna say like 90% of things aren't gonna be in the adventure. They're gonna be in the sandbox.
See, that's kind of like my perspective as well. I just like think back to like Terraria for the most part, or like any RPG game in general, right? If there's like a linear storyline, like maybe they do like similar to Terraria where you could like respawn bosses and stuff. Like we have no idea, but um, my fear is that like if people try to make an SMP, not a co-op is different from an SMP. We all know this. Like SMP is a thriving survival multiplayer world, typically housed by content creators all playing, doing their own thing. But I find it odd to see it like populate the adventure mode if like it's a direct storyline where like some things you can only do once in terms of progression. So that's why like I just assume that like sure people are gonna do co-ops like early on in the launch of Hytale and play that and do content on that, but a true SMP like similar in the aspect of Minecraft would have to be more like free range, as in like it's not tied down by a story mode or like limitations like that.
I agree as well. Like, I think once Hytale releases, like, yeah, you can do the regular adventure mode with maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 people, but once you get more than that, like, if you're going to do an SMP, it's going to be hard to sort of, like, I guess, coordinate your time and coordinate boss battles, coordinate everything that's going on if Hytale is a linear story. If you don't have to follow the linear story, I can see it happening, but like you were saying, just a regular, like, not the regular adventure mode, but the regular just survival mode that they have with like no story elements or just few story elements, I think would be a lot better for SMPs. But though it would be quite interesting if people can build off of the linear story or just the story in general and make their own sort of story alongside the main lore of Hytale. I think that'll be really cool.
You know, you bring up a pretty good point, and I honestly do think that's gonna happen. And the main reason why I think about that is because, like, I feel like it's like a no-brainer that I've been on quite a few SMPs in my days.
Really?
And yeah, a few. You know, it's not like I built my entire career off of them. But I mean, like nowadays, there's two ways to like see SMPs, right? There is the kind of like the pure survival multiplayer, like whatever, people just like play on a server together. Sometimes it's sweaty, sometimes it's fun. Q in like Hermitcraft and Lifesteal, for instance. Hermitcraft being like the simple, peaceful one where people just like play Minecraft together. Essentially, at the end of the day, that's like the heart and soul of what they want to do. While Lifesteal, it's like you want to ruin everybody else's lives. You want to sweat the game. You want to make sure you're on top. Then there is the lore aspect. And that's where I think you just kind of brought up a compelling point. People are gonna want to do lore. I mean, look at like Dream SMP, right? People love that stuff.
There's
and I
lore
mean,
in it?
even like, I hope.
Or is it
I
like
don't know.
made up lore like that they've written themselves, right?
Oh, for Dream SMP, yeah,
Yeah.
they have like
They
whole content
wrote up lore,
producers
right?
and
Oh, okay.
script
So like
writers for that.
before they started the
They
SMP, they
were
had a
content
script.
producers. No. The script, like roleplay aspect that scripted, came in like halfway through. They realized they were
okay.
just they were having fun with elements in the game that could be used as like artifacts or lore.
Yeah.
And that was the point I was gonna make, right? So like a lot of servers like kind of build around like these super like kind of high value items. For instance, in Minecraft, there was some music discs. That was like the first kind of story arc in Dream SMP, for example. Like Tommy and it had these music discs. Dream wanted them, so they had a war about it.
Okay.
But like, for instance, like Lifesteal, there's like this whole thing being built up around the dragon egg because there's only one dragon egg in the game. I'm thinking that like lore can also be built around these factions, so to speak, right? Like it could either be like very scripted and role played, or it could be like more played up, like as simple as one person likes Quebecs, another person doesn't like, or no, one person likes Quebecs and another person hates them. Like just like that simple disagreement may
Or
cause
like
a whole.
one person maybe doesn't like moss horns. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Weird. Who are
Like,
those
literally-
guys?
Literally, as we know in the world, politics, man. Any disagreement will cause a whole war, a whole religious like excursion.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just gonna be bound to happen.
And doing that will really divide up communities like of a specific like creator or creators itself. Like we have the Quebec fans. Like there's gonna be those guys versus the Burn the Quebec fans out there. So alongside the creators having wars, the whole community is going to be having wars as well, which would be a lot of fun to see.
For sure. Like, I mean, like, I feel like creators are able to, like, I mean, so will the developers themselves, but creators are able to influence, like, player decisions and player, like, mindsets. For instance, like, I don't know how, like, OG y'all are, but, I mean, they're not the ideal creator anymore, but back when Sky Does Minecraft wasn't, in drama and stuff, there was one thing that he kind of stirred up that like became like a cultural icon in the Minecraft community. Butter. He called gold.
Yeah.
He called gold butter. Like one thing I do is I call golden carrots bananas because I love bananas. And there's like other things that people refer to, and
like the diamond axe is Betty, back in the good old Bayesian Canadian days.
I don't remember that, to be honest, but like.
How dare
did
you?
watch the Hunger Games, but I never really thought about it like that, to be honest. But, yeah, no, like, I feel like SMPs is like evidence gonna happen. Like right now we've been rambling, like we're just going like, oh yeah, they can do lore, they can do that. Like I feel like it's up to at the end of the day, it's up to the individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to go back to 90's question, and that was like, do you think stuff like Dream SMP and Lifesteal can exist? As we just spoke about, Dream SMP can happen. Dream SMP would start off a disagreement and friends just having fun on a server while streaming it. So far there's a disagreement. For instance, burn Quebecs versus save Quebecs. Bam, lore right there.
Yep.
I don't know. There's like infinite
There's so
modules,
much you
exactly.
can talk about.
There's infinite opportunities. Even like if there's like something over a boss, right? Like like perhaps like a boss only drops like a single item, like rare item. People are gonna fight over that. Like if anything, I think Hytale will have more of these like opportunities for disagreement once you play multiplayer, just because like the the like the more variety of like supposed gameplay and bosses and prefabs and all that stuff we're seeing. But as for servers like Lifesteal is a gimmick, right? I'll just explain for those that I'm assuming are above the age of like 15 that don't watch Minecraft content.
Yeah,
But-
I'm like the quick
Because I haven't. I'm one of those people.
No worries. But Lifesteal essentially is SMP with a gimmick, and that gimmick is whenever you kill someone on the server, you gain one of their hearts, and if you die, you lose a heart. So basically, in Minecraft, you start with 10 hearts or 20 HP. When you die in the game, you would lose one of your hearts, so then you're down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you lose all your hearts, you're banned off the server until someone revives you, and you can go up to 20 hearts. So it's like this ultimate kind of like economy of hearts, and people constantly like sweating to one up each other, whether it is like, you know, to trap each other or fight each other or deceive one another. It's like a constant like war of betrayal and deception, and that's kind of like become like a pretty substantial SMP in the Minecraft community at the moment, which I'm very much fortunate to be a part of. Like, do I think like a Lifesteal itself will exist in Hytale? I mean, so far Hytale stays prevalent. I already have actually gotten permission from Parrot to find a Lifesteal Hytale chapter, but it ultimately depends up to the game mechanics, right? Like we don't actually know much about how.
Because we've seen that
Exactly.
there are no hearts.
Yeah, there's a health bar.
Right, it's a health bar.
Yeah.
So would it what be every like, you
Like
know,
magic steel?
if you kill someone you get 10 HP? Is that how it's gonna work? Like
Yeah, it can definitely work. Like you can increase the player health, but it's not as noticeable because like in Minecraft you'll see like, oh my god, he has this many hearts. Oh my god, he has this many hearts. And Hytale it'll just be like the bar's full.
another thing I'm worrying about that is that I don't know if it's confirmed, but like we have been told that items is essentially how you evolve in the game, right?
Yeah.
Similar to Terraria. So like ultimately, like later on in the game, like isn't that like you're gonna like maybe you have at the start like vanilla, like whatever launch, you have 100 HP to your name in Hytale, but as you play on in the game, perhaps you have an armor piece, like what was one of those like super cool ores that we saw? Forgot like their names.
Thorium.
Yeah, like maybe like a thorium chestplate gives you like 50 HP. Like that would kind of confuse like the essence of like how Lifesteal would work a little bit. But it could also, at the same time, it could make it more interesting because then like perhaps like instead of like completely relying on your base HP, like it means that you can still like get up there with like items. I don't know. Like
Yeah, so
it's a
there
bunch
is
of question marks.
We have one of the tooltips concepts that shows armor, and
Yeah.
there's a soldier's chest plate, and there's a heart icon, and it says 9. So theoretically, that chest plate could add 9 health to you.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what kind of brings about a lot of questions. But we're just right now we're thinking simply about the Lifesteal concept as it functions in Minecraft, right? Which is simply, you know, kill someone, get a heart, die, lose a heart. That's it. Like there's a bunch of other SMPs out there that are doing pretty well where they have other gimmicks. One is, for instance, in like Minecraft, that like the higher your XP level is, the more HP you get. While there's another one, whenever you get a kill, you get these like these potion effects. For instance, like if you kill someone, you get strength 2 for like the rest of your life, and stuff like that. Like there's a lot, right? Um, and there's SMPs out there where like you get a special item, like a gem, that gives you special powers. So then it's like kind of like the Avatar, more or less.
Okay,
Like
that's cool.
I don't think it's necessarily a question of like, will these gimmicks exist in Hytale? They could. It's more that would they be ideal for that condition? I feel like there's going to be gimmicks in Hytale that are gonna be far more implicable, or like at least like they're gonna be a lot more ideal for the conditions that Hytale provides than they would for Minecraft.
Well, like
Because Minecraft is pretty simple.
one I'm thinking of just right off the top of my head after you're saying this is just like already the element crystals in zone 1, 2, 3, and zone 4. You could build an SMP around those crystals and say, for example, you have like 20 of them, which could work in terms of like lifesteal. You die, you lose your crystal, and then you have 19 left. Or the other guy kills you, you gain 1, and you have 21 or whatever. So that could technically work as lifesteal. Like you use the crystals as your life, but it would be kind of hard to play like that, I guess you could say.
No, yeah, sure. Like that could work. You could even do like an SMP where like you were pointing out, each player of an SMP is like automatically preset to like a certain race slash factions in the game. Each has their like pros and cons. For instance, like maybe you Flash are Quebec and mine is a Farron and I'm an Outlander, and each of us like have certain conditions or perks and cons to our
Yeah.
race. Like there's a thing called Origins in Minecraft right now. Like Origins is just a simple mod that like kind of makes you a certain like fantasy race that like gives you like certain abilities as well as like certain drawbacks. That honestly could be a lot cooler in Hytale, just because like then like say you are a Farron, it's not just that you have the traits of a Farron, but
You
with
are
how the
literally a
faction
Farron.
system, yeah, you could literally like be part of the Farron
We've seen
faction.
modding, you can turn into any creature or mob. You can literally be a Farron in this SMP.
You could be an
No,
ice
legit.
dragon, dude.
Like,
It's crazy.
no, like my point is like on top of that, like physical traits and like looking like
yeah.
a Farron, you could legit be a Farron, like by manipulating the factions, like conditions, like how they, like the diplomacy of how they interact with the player,
Well,
right?
the reputation system would be huge in terms of that.
Exactly. And that's something that like would be a lot cooler in Hytale rather than like, in Minecraft, because Minecraft, what are you gonna do there? Be friends with a pig? Like, I mean, sure, like I'm sure a bunch of people would love to be a friend with a pig, but it's just not content worthy.
You got those villagers that you can lock in a room and make babies and trade.
You just lock them in a room, throw them to a zombie, zombify them, then give them a golden apple and a weakness pot, and bam, they give you infinite money. It's beautiful. They're grateful for you saving their life and also
Yay.
just enslaving them.
Yeah.
But
Good job.
like
Weird how that works in a way.
Huh.
yeah, so I guess like TLDR, like I feel like this is like maybe like the concluding like point with the 90s question is, yes, they can exist, but ultimately the gimmicks themselves probably would not act the same way they do in Minecraft, just because of how Hytale will probably work, and the fact that Hytale will probably house better opportunities, hopefully. I mean, at the same time, it could be more confusing because once again, we don't know how the adventure versus sandbox will work. But we shall see, we shall hope, and if not, like I'm sure modders will also come along and get themselves involved.
Right, and I think of it the same way as people talk about servers or mini games. Of course, at the very beginning, pretty much everything from Minecraft is going to be ported over to Hytale because people don't know other, and it's the only like the most similar thing. So we're going to see a bunch of like faction server in Hytale, but it's going to take maybe half a year until people really get comfortable with the Hytale mechanics and realize, wait, we can do this and we can do this and we can do that, and then that's where the originality comes out. So all of the like Minecraft SMP ideas, they probably will be in Hytale for the first few months, but then once people learn the game and get creative with it, there's going to be so many different gimmicks and concepts for SMPs that you didn't even think were possible because you only came from Minecraft.
No, exactly, and that is something like when people ask me like, what kind of content do you think will exist in Hytale, right? I've said this like many times, right? But like you pointed out yourself, the Minecraft community, which I feel like is one of the largest communities on YouTube and one of the will be largest contributors to the population of Hytale, will influence content in the game by simply just like you said forwarding over from Minecraft because
Mm-hmm.
once again, when you've done something right or that works, you you fear
Don't fix
straying
what's
away
not
from it
broken.
too much. Yeah, you're not gonna mix up too much. Like, if manhunts worked in Minecraft, they're gonna try to do manhunts in Hytale. But then, oh wait, the adventure mode is not just a game you can finish in 10 minutes. It's a game that's gonna take you hours. So like, what happens then? It's like they're gonna try it at first. They're gonna try all these stuff. Like I'm sure that 100 days will also work pretty well in Hytale.
Probably.
Right.
But at some point, people are gonna realize that it's they shouldn't just be like copying what they've already done. They should like try to innovate because innovators are, after all, the true successors in any field. I mean, think about it. Dream was the person that kind of like really pushed the manhunt thing. But before that, he was the one that studied the whole seed cracking and then figured out how to get PewDiePie's seed with a group of people. He's the one that looked into that.
Mm-hmm.
People were already doing it, but he brought light to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, manhunts, 100 days, like all these things. But even then, like you gotta think about like mod packs. Like RLCraft was this huge dynamic mod pack for like Minecraft, which when it came out, it went viral. I remember
Right.
like
RL,
when
yeah.
I first, yeah, RL or RLCraft, that was the big deal back in the day
Mm-hmm.
because it was so
Not even
different from
good. It's
Minecraft.
funny because I don't think that mod pack is good. It's just it was something new, and that's pretty much all you need
Mm-hmm.
for virality. Like just get people talking about it. Be like, wait, this is not how I know.
Dragons? Whoa, you know?
I think what it was actually the creator of the mod pack himself, Chavaxi, I think his name is. He made this trailer going like, "This is real life Minecraft. It is Minecraft on steroids. You log into the game and you get kidnapped by a freaking dragon. You log in again, a freaking siren is luring you to their doom or to your doom." Like he was
Mm-hmm.
really pointing out all this like the chaos, the crazy energy, like this like alternative experience where people had to travel the path of simply playing the game, killing the ender dragon, and then finishing. He was offering a alternative which was new, and like I'm not saying that every new mod pack in game is going to like be exciting, but there was no other mod pack really coming out that was like that exciting. So I think it was
Yeah,
that. Like I've
that's
played
fair.
yeah, I've played RLCraft. I mean, it's interesting. Don't get me wrong. It just gets very redundant very quickly.
Yeah,
And
what
yeah.
about other mod packs that were like back in the day in Minecraft, sort of like Feed the Beast or Crazy Craft, like those ones back in the day that were insanely popular as well, arguably more popular than what RL Craft, I think the name is, was. What do you think of those? Like, you think those they're very very extensively modded, but you think that could be possible as well?
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
a mod pack is just that. It's a collection of mods, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Later
Crazy
on in
Craft is
like
nuts.
yeah, no, but like it's not well, some mod packs is like a group of creators, developers making a whole mod pack from scratch, but
Mm-hmm.
like RLCraft was just a collection of mods that had been configured
Okay.
to work with one another. That's what most mod packs are. Like that's why like you see a lot of overlay. For instance, like the Dragon mod in Arlocraft is also in like a bunch of other, or like Mine Colonies, for instance, or like Galacticraft. You know what Galacticraft? That's the one with the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
That was in a very popular mod pack called Tech It back in the day.
Ah,
Yeah.
Tekken, good
Uh,
times.
yeah, Tech It, right? So was like a bunch of others. So I think like yeah, like mine said, at first, like I don't think we're gonna see like a mod pack like on launch be like, hey, here's like this like complete alternative experience. Here you go. Like
It was
I don't think
Minecraft in Hytale.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Like
because
it's
I
gonna
don't
be a
think there's a
while.
need for it. I will say
No,
though,
exactly. There won't be a need for it at launch,
because
but
people are learning the game first, and the new experience is Hytale. Once people start getting kind of like worn out of Hytale, that's when the new
that's when the
revolution
innovation will
will begin.
happen.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that'll keep the game going for years.
I will assure you, so far the whatever the scripting capabilities and modding capabilities of Hytale are there. People will put stuff together, but that brings up the question, right? Is that how like mod packs and mods will work in the game? Like we don't actually we know like supposedly they want us to be able to like change up a lot of like the abilities and influence like the game itself. But how it all works together, will it be like a mod pack, or are we thinking it will work something more like, I don't know, like I'm thinking like just layman's terms like Roblox, right? Where people would just kind of script experiences for like game/servers, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Like, do
well,
we think like it's gonna be to the extent where like you can download a mod and mod pack on your own individual sandbox world
so
like you see on servers?
So what I recall is I don't remember what blog post this is from, or if it's from like a Twitter thread from Noxy or something. But I remember someone or something saying that back in the day they were talking about, just say you were to join a server and it's, for example, like a modded server. You click like join the server and then like a prompt or something like that would come up and it says this server would require this specific mod to be installed. I think you would click yes and it would then automatically be applied to your, I guess, Hytale launch or whatever, and then you would join the server through there when everybody else has the exact same mod installed. So I think that could be a way of going through it, and it'll make it a lot easier than going to Planet Minecraft, downloading a mod, going to %appdata%, dropping that into your mod folder, then loading up a server, maybe with even a different launcher, then joining a server, realizing you downloaded the wrong version, and you got to do it all over again.
Or you didn't even have Forge installed.
That
and then
too.
You have to look up the thousands of tutorials how to download.
Oh my
Forge.
god.
Oh, don't get me started on AdFly. Skipping AdFly.
I will AdFly, bro. No, hold on. I do want to point out two things though, right?
Yeah.
First, there are like launchers with Minecraft now, like
CurseForge
CurseForge
is
and
amazing.
my favorite GD launcher, which is like CurseForge just with a smoother UI in my experience. But they just make literally like, you know, either you could download these mod packs already, or you could like just make your own mod pack / clients by just like literally like I would show y'all, but like there's no real screen share with this like a podcast or anything. But in there you can just simply open up like this menu and you can just search up any mod that exists.
Yeah,
And if not, you could just like look up in CurseForge. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. Like,
that's way safer for kids as well too.
Oh
yeah, I think I actually mentioned this like last time I was on the podcast, but like I broke my first computer trying to download mods for Minecraft back in the day, like back in like 2012.
How many viruses did you get?
Enough to like, you know, say goodbye to my Dell laptop.
Yep.
That's for sure.
I remember doing that.
Back to like what mine was talking about though, with like the like or maybe it was you, Flash. I don't know. It was one of y'all mentioning the whole like downloads like mods to join the server from the client or launcher itself. Like, I just want to point out how revolutionary that would be if it works like that, right? Like, then like they'd be on the same page as Roblox, where server owners don't just need to account for the fact that like, okay, I need to make sure all the all the mechanics of the server is vanilla so everyone can join, but they can like legit go above and beyond, make a super unique experience that is like unique to their server, without having to like, you know, account for like, you know, limiting to a certain player account that like is able to download mods if everybody can. Like, I think that's honestly, like, if it works like that, that is probably gonna be the most impactful part of the game more than anything else, because like, I mean, Minecraft servers are very homogenous, like besides like Winecraft, in the sense that, like, they all have to be vanilla if they want to have a decent player base of a few hundred to 1,000. And not like if Hytale does pull the Roblox card of like being able to like just play whatever, no matter how unique it is, from the launcher / client itself, and just download as you like click join, that is a game changer, at least compared to
like
Minecraft.
The magic of Roblox too is like literally a 5-year-old can go on the website, be like, I want to play this game. You click play, and the like client does everything for you. The kid doesn't have to be like, okay, how do I download auto pets or whatever, blah blah blah. You just click play. You have the client installed. It loads all the mods for you, and the kid can just play. That
Right,
makes
exactly.
it so simple for everyone.
Yeah, no, and that also like does kind of.
I found
mean,
it.
Huh?
I found where they said it's in the server's blog post. It says when you connect to a Hytale server, the client will automatically download all the content needed in order to play. Models, animations, sounds, and everything else.
Interesting. Hmm.
So
No, but I
there we
mean,
go.
even from like the aspect of like a content creator, right?
Mhm.
Sure, like content creators will figure it out. Like, you know, worst comes to worst, we can just ask a professional to help us out. Not a lot of people can, but like it does still make it a bit more convenient if like I mean, it could even be interesting because like first, like some SMPs require you to have like a whole custom mod pack to like
Mhm.
join. Makes that a bit more efficient, but I'm also thinking like even from the sense of like if I want to prank my friends with a secret mod that like they don't know about that I like custom coded by my developer
Yeah.
for them, right? If they can just join the server, like I just like send them my IP or I send them the address or the server to join, they just join it without really knowing what they've downloaded or like what they've really like. Well, when I say what they don't know what they've downloaded, it sounds like a Trojan, but like if they aren't
Nice
aware
one,
that they
Red.
have like you know have to like download a huge mod pack, does give like an element of surprise, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you could literally prank your friends, which I think will be a lot of fun because like that's something that like you know some YouTubers have to kind of like not necessarily like act surprised, but like if we're doing a collab with someone, they're like, "Yo, you got to download this mod pack." We're like, "Okay, well they got something in store for us."
Mhm.
Well, like if I'm like, "Yo, join the server and we can do this," like I'm
So
not gonna be as skeptical.
do you think that it'll have to come up with something that says, do you want or do you know that there is a mod pack installing for the server? Like, you think you'll have to say yes to it, or you think it'll
Yeah.
just automatically install?
Well, okay.
So like, it's like, oh,
I don't think you have to click yes. I think maybe the loading bar will be different. It'll be like downloading additional assets, and
Yeah.
then
I
I'm
think
thinking of
so
it like
too.
with TF2 when you join different servers. There's like a lot of custom stuff for different maps, and
Okay.
it'll say like downloading additional servers. Then it like runs through all the different like files it needs to download.
I'm
Okay. Okay.
thinking more from a consensual matter of like, what if someone's coded a malicious mod?
That's what I was thinking as well, like something
Like,
inappropriate.
I don't know if that would be possible. I mean, knowing how malicious people can be, it probably would be possible in some shape or form. So like, just downloading everything automatically could actually be a threat, like, to players. Like, I don't know in what sense, but like, if
Then what is Roblox or TF2 or all the other games where you download automatically?
Do
What do they do
do
to
they get
protect
checked
you from?
out before they're public? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think
Hmm.
it's I don't necessarily know how it works. I'm be real.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to look into it, but I think it's something where like most of the stuff is still server side, where they just kind of download the assets necessary to like compute or like run everything. I really don't know how it works, and I hope someone in the comments can probably like elaborate on this if they're listening, because
Mhm.
like that was something that like kept like getting me like questioning things because like if there's a way to like kind of embed something within a file that people download whenever they join your server, you can do some harmful stuff, right?
Mhm.
So either they need some sort of like heavy moderation system, or like I don't know, players would have to consent to joining the server.
I think that's probably
Um,
the biggest one. So they do their due diligence, but
yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, I really don't know regarding that. Like, regardless, I'm sure that the Hypixel Studios gang have thought about this. Um, like,
And it's
surely
not.
they
I
must
know
have.
there's devs watching this. Please, this is a pretty important issue that you may want to
Do you
bring up.
know who
Yeah,
the devs watch this? Like, I'm assuming like
Scalito
or
watches.
Lita definitely watch.
Skiolito.
Yes, our favorite.
I've seen them play Apex and Valorant
Oh
before.
yeah, live stream. Skilito, she streams a lot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Buddha watches whenever he's got free time.
Oh, I love Buddha Cat.
Yeah, who doesn't? I think Propsy watches as well, but I can't confirm that. And
Dude,
maybe
Proxy
not.
I don't
sounds
think he's
very
ever
cool.
said about it.
No, he's never
Hmm?
said anything, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably all the same devs that like participate in Thankness as well.
No, see, this is what you do, right? Supposedly, like, I'm sure, like, they have, like, some sort of, like, Slack chat, right?
Well, we
Where,
know they
like,
do.
yeah, where they, like, reference, like, certain, like, social media content or, like, certain clips. Like, y'all just have to say something super absurd on the podcast. So they clip it and then put it in there with a timestamp, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
I think that's your method
I'd be
of
interested.
infiltrating.
Do you know if, because you know how YouTube Analytics tells you if your views are from external sources? Do you think it'll tell me if someone came from Slack?
Um,
It was like
I could,
Hypixel Studios in
I
Ireland.
mean, I could like check, but for me it would be a point zero zero
Yeah, so
zero
would it
one
show that?
percent.
So,
Um,
Mine, check what percentage of our viewers are from Ireland.
That's a good way to test it. You're
Wait,
right.
but they don't they have like a bunch of people? I thought only like 30
Yeah,
people out
there
of
are
the
a lot of
100
them.
something were in Ireland.
No, yeah, it's like that, but still Hypixel
Okay,
Studios is Irish.
okay. Hold on. I'm looking at our very first episode, and I'm looking at the traffic source.
Yeah.
There is a domain from Slack. One view came from Slack.
Let's go.
Been confirmed.
They watch. Dude, we
Now,
got 10 views from Paraguay. Look at that.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, none from Ireland in the most recent podcast. Uh-oh. Not good.
I'm currently trying to see if I could figure out where. Hold on. YouTube search.
I think it was only for the first episode where that view came from Slack.
We've gotten 0 views ever from Ireland, according to YouTube Analytics.
Ever?
Ever, yeah.
Ooh, that's not looking good.
Most are from the state. They clearly use a VPN, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually the issue. Is they all use a VPN, very
Yeah.
safe. If VPN wants to sponsor us, we'll do an ad read. But right now, fuck VPNs.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to sponsor us, I love VPNs.
NordVPN, Atlas VPN, any of
Why are you
those.
naming them? Why are you naming them?
See,
Never know.
I can't. I can't like see Slack on here at least, but I have seen that there's a bunch of random websites. For instance, there's someone using Facebook Messenger that has showcased my content as well as
No
for
way.
some reason there's a few views from Roblox as well and Shazam. Wow, who would've thought?
Shazam?
Yeah.
Shazam, the app where you guess the music.
Yeah, apparently I've been linked on there.
Dude, that's epic.
So I could play your video and have Shazam listen to it, and it'll tell me Reddoons.
And like, that's popular YouTuber Reddoons. Hold
That's
on, I do want to
crazy.
go on the channel with my Hytale content real quick. Now I'm just curious. I know like I'm stalling in like the podcast. Y'all can go ahead and talk. I just want to have a look at this real quick.
He's looking at
so-
things.
Chris, you brought up an interesting topic like a bit ago in the podcast, and it made me think. Do you think we'll be able to mod the story itself?
Yeah, I think everything's gonna be moddable at some point. Like, it's the main
So-
adventure. What's gonna stop you from like even changing a skin or adding a skin? That's technically still modding. So
Yeah.
yes, it will be moddable. I don't know to what extent. Like, can you swap out the Void Dragon or Varen for like Thanos or something? I don't know if that's possible, but
I think that actually would be possible. I was
You
gonna
think
say
so?
that.
like changing
Well,
the texture maybe.
Yeah, changing like the boss like attributes and like their
Mhm.
physical like asset, like the model. I think that's possible. I was gonna say
Yeah.
more like story stuff. Like I think it'll be hard to be like, yo, this like whole step of like going to save Gaia or going to kill Varen. Like instead of doing that, you take a detour and you go to Narnia and work with Aslan to kill the
kind
Ice
of what I'm
Queen.
going after
like-
right now. Is like, can you change literally the timeline of the story and make like an
Mm.
alternative ending or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised, and
I-
definitely in the regular like survival mode, 100%. You could probably do whatever the hell you
So,
want.
like,
But
I'd like to see that. I just think that they are actually. I have a sense that they are actually going to like lock off the adventure mode a little
See,
bit.
that's what I'm thinking.
I think they're going to like because they've said this like they literally phrased it like this. This is their perfectly curated experience with their engine, right?
yeah,
I think they're gonna leave it as such that like maybe they have some sort of like I don't know experimental thing on the side, but I don't know. I feel like they're gonna leave it a bit locked as their thing. I think they have made it pretty custom. That like at most you could change is like
textures.
some very minor things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I guess that works. I'm okay with that. Plus, I probably wouldn't even want to change the main adventure anyway. So.
Don't get me wrong though. Like maybe there'll be some mad lad if it is locked. Like I'm saying, like I could be wrong about this. Like I know they said they want everything to be as open as possible, but like if it is locked, there's gonna be some mad lad out there that's probably gonna try to recreate the entire story mode in like creative to change something about it.
Yeah, it's probably Water Dev. He'll probably do that, or she'll probably
Water
do that.
Dev.
Yeah, Water Dev will probably do that. Yeah, her and Power Bite will just somehow recreate the whole game.
I am curious though to see someone make Minecraft in Hytale. Like I don't know why. Like
Ooh, yeah.
it's just gotta be the stupid thing that I think would be hilarious.
You think it'll just be like a regular server, and instead they just take out all the lore elements, but they like retexture the Void Dragon, make it the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, I think like if they could retexture
all the
things.
blocks to be Minecraft.
Yeah.
Change the mechanics so you can punch wood, and it is literally gonna be Minecraft in Hytale.
Right. No, but my thing is like it's not necessarily that I want them to do it because like I think it'd be cool to play Minecraft in Hytale.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how hard of a process it is
That's probably
to
gonna be hard.
make Minecraft from Hytale. Like I think that itself would be interesting to see.
Yeah, on the bright side, there's a lot of similarities between the games, which does help. Like a lot of the textures are fairly similar, like skeletons, zombies. Obviously, they're in both games. But then there's other aspects that Hytale has that are just so much more in depth in Hytale than it is in Minecraft. So trying to tone a lot of those things down might be a little challenging. I don't know how you can really tone down an aspect without affecting another one.
No, that's my point right there. Because, like, I mean, you did say, like, yeah, sure, maybe the skeletons look a little bit different. But, I mean, from the animations and, like, the videos we've seen of them finding skeletons in the game, right? Skeletons have, like, a lot more animation, like...
Dude,
like
there's so many different types.
Like, yeah, there's a lot more, like, body parts that are moving, rather than, like, literally just, like, a skeleton holding a bow and walking with their legs forward and maybe moving around their head a little bit.
Yeah.
I want them to make janky old Minecraft in its glory, like every single part of it, to be exactly like Minecraft. That's what I want to see someone do.
Yeah.
Like, I want
It's
every
gonna be
tiny
easier to-
detail.
I think it's gonna be easier to create the assets themselves than try to change the Hytale skeleton to be the Minecraft skeleton. I think
That
you
is
can
probably
create
true.
a skeleton from the ground up.
Yeah, the thing from
That's
Hytale skeletons is that they have like swords, they got axes, they got like bows, they got staffs, they got spears, they got everything. So, and I'm sure they all have different animations with each weapon. So it'll be so hard to change it just to a guy shooting a bow, pretty much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd like to see someone do that and see how hard it would be to do that.
Someone
gonna
will do it. Someone will.
I think it's going to happen. The question is when. What are you guys' time estimates for how long it'll take until we see like a fairly decent playable version of Minecraft in Hytale?
I couldn't tell you even if I wanted, man. Like I really don't know. Like
I think it's gonna be like 2 years.
I was gonna say a year. I'm never gonna count out the abilities of some developers, so I'm gonna say a year because they're crazy.
I don't think we're gonna see it be like this like super emphasized project unless there's a YouTuber that wants to do it. Like for instance, like the Danny guy, or like some like kind of game developer and YouTuber wants to like do it, like take on that project.
Someone will though. That's the issue. Like,
Yeah,
not,
no,
not
someone
the
will
issue, that's the
eventually,
thing.
just because like it is kind of like a funny project. I don't think it's just gonna be like one of those things that's like kind of rushed. I think people are gonna. I think the time frame for Hytale is gonna be like first few months is gonna be like like the honeymoon phase. People are gonna be kind of playing the game for the most part, with some developers rushing to like code those framework plugins / script / mods, right? Because they want to you know, break the ground early. They wanna be at the bottom. They want to be at the heart.
Well, that's
of
what I
Hytale
want to do,
modding
right?
system.
Like with the One Piece server, like I want to do that. Like hopefully day one I can have something prepared for players to play, but it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's the thing though. What would you have prepared, right? Because like
Depends
if we were
if
saying like a One
thing-
Piece server,
Yeah.
like you had to account for like you need to get like a very good properly generated map that's probably mostly ocean with islands.
Yep.
Then you'd have to like probably like I'm assuming you want a mod that like you can make boats with, like ships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the thing is, like, we think there'll be some sort of beta period before. Don't know how long that's going to be, but hopefully during the beta period, you can start planning or even start, you know, designing
You
the
could
map.
probably start planning, but I don't think they're like you're gonna be able to like do stuff like, for instance, like make a mod where you could build ships. Like that type
No,
of mod
it'll be tough.
is that type of mod where you could build ships and like boats and stuff is just now, like this year, finally like seeing light in Minecraft, like in a good way. There used to be like a ship mod back in the day, but it was super janky. It was
It
so
was.
bad.
Well, we don't know if
Now,
boats are already in Hytale though. Like we know they're small boats, but we've seen
I
pirate
think
ships. I think they're builds, but they still
I
could
think they're
potentially be.
builds. I
Yeah,
think
they
we're
probably.
gonna see craftable boats,
Hmm.
but like what I'm talking about is like I'm actually my next video is actually like in respect about this, but it's called Valkyrian Skies. It is a mod in Minecraft. You can make fully functional airships. You can make cars. You can make balloon or
Wow.
like hot air balloons. You can make boats. Like they have all those like opportunities. You should look it up. I think mine is looking up
What
right now.
version
Maybe
is it?
it works for 1.19. Works for 1.18, 17. Like it's like newer. Like it's a spin-off of Create Mod, so it's built on physics
Yeah.
and it works with like balloons as well as these float blocks. So you could either make like a boat that sails around in the seas and like literally floats on the water, and it has
Cool.
buoyancy. So the heavier your ship is, the more it will kind of like dip underneath unless you put on more of these
Wow.
floater blocks.
That's
And then
awesome.
there's the same thing with like the airships. You need like a lot of balloons to lift up your airship, and then it's based on like the block use. Like if you're using like stone versus like dirt is gonna be a lot lighter than like stone. So
That's
then like
awesome.
yeah, so it's like
That's an
it's
insane
actually
mod.
very cool. No, it's so cool.
That's probably
And
years in
like
the
how it
making.
works. Oh well, I don't even think that much, but the cool part is like with like how advanced it is. You can like do everything from like just build a ship however you want, and like I think it's like a 256 by 256 block range. You can build a huge ship with it, but you can also manipulate blocks on it. Like basically a block on the airship acts completely like a block on the ground. So like you can open up chests, you can do redstone,
Wow.
you can like literally have a farm with water. You could even use create mod on the airships to like do all that stuff. But I mean, what my point is like this required a lot of testing, a lot of evolving mods to like build on top of each other to get to this point. Like, I'd be hyped if there was a mod that was in the works from day one and like finished on day one for that. But I don't know if like a day one mod where you can like build airships and boats will exist in Hytale
Yeah.
if they haven't made that a feature already.
It'll be very hard. Yeah. Like I was on the fence of saying like, yeah, maybe they'll have boats in it already, which then we can build off of. But if we have
Yeah.
to make our own movable boats, that'll be quite challenging. That's probably like the biggest feature that would really affect the server the most, because like building an island isn't really that hard. It'll take a little bit of time, but like that's just already in the game. It's just building
Yeah,
the
no.
boats and having like UIs of how to customize your boat or
Yeah,
whatever
and
would
then
be
the
challenging.
question for your server becomes: how does the interaction between the boats work? Do they
Mhm.
crash? Do they stop? Or do you have
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
attack each
You should
other?
look at this Roblox game called Pirate Wars. I freaking love it. It's like you can like buy pirate ships in Roblox.
Really?
And then yeah, it's like a team deathmatch. It's like your side versus the other side. You collect coins. Like it's a very simple like game in Roblox.
Mm.
But like you can either like get like a huge like HMS Victory with like 60 guns on each side,
That's awesome.
or like a little like ship with like a cannon on both sides, like a rowboat. And you can just like be like a pirate.
That's so sick.
Like honestly, bro, like I'm very curious to hear more about the One Piece thing and like ship stuff.
I'll
but
tell you about it like after the call. I don't want to spoil everything right now. But
I'm intrigued, man. You're gonna have to let me know, like, but
we have
I
plans.
feel like
Let me tell you.
once again, this is based off like what is in store for us and like what is at our disposal at launch. But I think for the first few months, some teams are gonna go full ham behind the scenes with developing from day one as much as they can.
Blockshot will for sure.
Yeah, like certain teams and development projects will like go full ham to like get in early. Other like development teams are gonna like like wait around a little bit to maybe do a simple server that they launch early on, just like get in early, but like it doesn't offer much of a unique experience. It's just kind of like maybe like a sandbox world with like a limited infinite world generation, and then bam, that's about it. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it,
yeah, I'm
it's gonna be
completely
interesting.
in there. Um, I think we're getting close to the time of wrapping up. What is the time on the recording?
50 minutes right now.
50
Oh
minutes.
wow,
Yeah.
Time flies when you're talking about
It's
Hytale.
crazy. It's crazy.
dude,
We're
time
doing-
flies,
Is
man.
there anything regarding servers or SMP that you think we haven't touched on yet?
Let me think about this. At
What
least
are
with servers, one thing I'm very intrigued by is, like, I mean, like I'm under NDA, so I can't talk much about the project. I know that both you guys know about the project, but I'm gonna, I'm gonna leave it blank for now what it is until it's further along. However, the one thing I'm curious about is that as Minecraft continues, like Java-wise, continues to update a little bit with each version, server development becomes worse and worse because performance becomes worse and worse. There's more things to account for, and also means that it's harder to house the same amount of players on the same type of server. Like what was easy to house 200 players on in like an early version, you can't even maybe get like 100 for in like today's day and age with like the same type of costs and management. Like you need a lot of optimization.
Yeah.
So I'm curious like how how much potential we're gonna see with servers in Hytale. I know a lot of it is based off like the type of hardware you have, but with the proper hardware, I'm very curious to see what is like the ultimate performance, the ultimate player count. One server, one shard as it's called. Like I can go into detail about that, but basically one single world. I'm not talking like a network like Hypixel that can house
Yeah,
100,000
yeah, yeah.
people.
Like one world you spawn in and
Yeah,
everyone's there.
exactly. One world. If we were to like set up like a Minecraft or like a Hytale server, how many people can join that world before it crashes or before it like completely just like
Yeah.
That'd be
lags
interesting. Oh,
out?
yeah.
I was looking at one of the
That's what I'm
images.
intrigued by.
Yeah, one of the
If
images on the
you end
server
up
thing
doing that,
has a max of 100 players, but I'm sure you can get that higher.
yeah, if you end up doing that, I'm really interested. Invite me on. I'd love to see how much we can stretch Hytale. And I think
We
that
blow
like
up the
that
game.
question can like expand to more than just like how many players can we do. As it could also be like how many Quebecs can we fit in this like
Yeah,
confined area
entities
or
and
something.
mobs.
Dude,
Yeah.
how much TNT can you blow up before everything blows up?
No,
That's a
that is something that's going to be very fascinating. And I think, like, I mean, we did get that leak about the cubic chunk thing, like, which will hopefully help a little bit.
Right.
But, like, world loading, player housing with, like, player size, as well as entity loading and, like, the amount of entities you can have is all, like, I think those are very important questions that will shape, like, the type of servers we'll be able to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what. Ooh, that's something probably everyone's gonna do in at least one of their first Hytale worlds. Is they're just gonna load up in creative and just place down whatever the explosive in Hytale is gonna be,
Okay.
and see how much explosives your computer can handle.
Well, we know
All
goblins
right.
have a bunch of bombs and stuff, so imagine just chucking those things across the world, seeing what happens.
Oh. Oh, boy.
Or I mean, you've seen people do this in Minecraft, like battle arenas with mobs, like 1,000 Quebecs versus like 1,000 Torques. Who wins? Will your computer
That's gonna be
survive?
cool.
Good luck. I want to do
Oh,
that.
boy.
That'll be fun.
That could be very cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential for future concepts for Hytale, but I think that's going to be the end of the discussion. Thank you guys so much for watching the Hytale podcast. Go check out Reddoons. His links, stuff's going to be linked down in the description. Chris and I's are also always linked in the description. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bye bye.